Freedom Essentials. Out of the box, the Freedom Server appliance will host a web page at its default IP address of 192.168.123.101. You can reach this by opening a browser and navigating to this IP address. Log into the server with the username of Freedom and password of Viscount. This is the standard default username and password, and it is case sensitive. Many useful downloads are available directly through the Freedom web GUI. You can find these at System, Utilities, Download page. If your network architecture or design space requires an IP address other than the default IP, you can change this via System, Utilities, Change IP. Changing the IP address will require a reboot of the server appliance. If you did not purchase the bundled server or you'd like to add additional features, you will need the ID string under System, Administration, and this will be needed to make any changes in your licensing options. Please note, this string is only visible with the system account, not the default user account. Viscount recommends either changing the default password for the standard default Freedom account or creating a new admin user for standard administration and deleting the default account. Permissions for admin users are based on 3 levels of access: no access, read-only, and full access. No access, the user will not see the tab. With read-only access, users will see the tab and information, but the edit buttons will be grayed out or not present. Full access will grant the user full read-write access. Under System Date Time, you can configure the date and time of the server. Changing the time of the system will require a server appliance reboot. Here you may also enable an NTP server. Some behavior is controlled from parameter files called INI files. The Site Engine INI file. This file specifies the configuration options on how the Freedom software engine handles operations. Pin length determines the length of pin number required by users. Log keep day and log keep max specify how long the system will retain log events. The system will retain these log events as long as specified here, whichever comes first. Setting FB primary to yes will configure the automatic recall of bridges that may be reporting to secondary application nodes back to the primary server. Setting UDP recall to yes will do the same, but will do so independently of the database and use layer 2. More on database recall settings will be covered later in this training session. LDAP, or Active Directory integration, can also be set to yes or no, depending on your licensing. Custom fields for users are also defined in the Site Engine INI file. The start.ini file specifies which Unix daemons or services are started when the server is running. Prior to configuring the Freedom system, you will need to determine if you will be using sites. Sites are logical partitions for all configurations within Freedom. A site can be a physical location, such as Building A or Building B. A site can also be a geographical location, such as offices in cities that span a wide area network. Once a device is added to a site, it cannot be moved between sites. It must be deleted and then added to the correct site. Navigating between existing sites is done via a drop-down menu on the top right-hand side of the Web GUI admin page and managed via the Sites tab.